Hello folks, this is Hitman Von Doom, and before making this video, I made the awful mistake of eating some extra hot Cheetos. So I'm probably going to be snorting and making this sound. But anyway, I went to the comic book store and bought a few things, and I hadn't been to the comic book store in a nice chunk of time, and needless to say, I amassed a lot of stuff in my pull list. And this is just not even all of it, too. This is not even all the stuff I amassed. This I just bought on a whim. But this is not even all the stuff that I amassed. I mean, I have, like, Scarlet Spider and Venom titles that I amassed as well. That I'm not even going to show in this video. It's like, I amassed so much stuff. And, and actually, I'm fairly surprised that, they kept my pull list that long, too. I'm fairly surprised they actually kept my pull list there that long, and it's been a while since I picked it up. But anyway, Fantastic Four #1. This is something I bought on a whim because I'm trying to get into something new, because the last thing I really got into is Batgirl, and then I stopped reading comics for a while, and then I came back, and then, well, it's a, big thing, but, that's the last thing I really got into, because I know once Joker storyline, Death in the Family, the Joker storyline, whatever, ends, Batman's gonna be gone. Batgirl's gonna stay, because it's been very entertaining. But I read Fantastic Four, and I don't know about anyone else, but I just found this book to be boring. I mean, the Fantastic Four #1 didn't do anything for me. I mean, Johnny Storm he's being the typical Johnny Storm. I mean, it's like he didn't have any really development after, being allegedly dead, which he really wasn't. Being dead and coming back to life, and then being dead and coming back to life. He kind of has that Jean Grey syndrome, where that might end up becoming his thing. He'd had no growth from that, and apparently Reed Richards, maybe he has cancer, or he's dying because his molecules in his body are unstable, and then he wants to go on this trip for like a year to visit God knows what time to learn, and it's just a lot of stuff. It's just like, I'm reading it, and I just found myself asking, I was like, why? Like, I just don't care. I mean, like, your molecules, don't get me wrong, it should be interesting, and I should care, but it's like, I just didn't. So, probably won't be reading this anymore. Maybe I'll give it to a relative of mine, who knows. Looks like that's from a package I received. Anyway, Cable and the X-Force number, oh god, this is out of order. #1, something else that I picked up. Just curious to read this, and again, this is not a bad title. It is interesting because, Cable apparently dying because he's having some visions. He recruits Dr. Nemesis by force to, become Domino. It was nice to see Domino back in her element, doing her nice espionage Coppola thing. Hope Summers makes an appearance in here and finds Cable, and they have a nice little reunion, which is pretty touching and cool. But again, it's not that this is a bad book. It's just, I just found myself, I really couldn't get into it. I don't know what it is, folks. I mean, it's like a big techno-organic virus thing is gonna come. Hope is gonna fight him, and they all gonna fight, and it's gonna be one big thing. And it's like, I just couldn't get into it. I mean, it's not anything about it. It's like, this is not a bad book. It's actually solidly written. All the characters are well written. It's not a bad book. I just cannot get into it. I don't know what it is, folks. I mean, I don't know what to say. And everything, like, and it's not bad. It's actually good, but I just can't, for some reason, I just can't get interested in it. It's kind of like this. I just found it boring. Nothing wrong with it, just boring. But I will say this, the one problem with the artwork on this is that, and I would say that's the one problem is, I don't know what it is, but it's like every character appears to be, be engulfed in like some translucent goo. Folks, it's like they have like a layer of translucent goo surrounding them. It's weird. And I thought, okay, maybe that's just a fluke. Let me try Uncanny Cable on the X-Force number 3. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, maybe that's a fluke. Let me try it again, because I do like Hope Summers. I do like the character Cable. I just got a first appearance of Cable, by the way, but, you know, and again, it's like, it's the same feeling. It's a good, solidly written book. You know, I like the dynamic between Hope and Cable. You know, Cable is a fugitive, Hope isn't. I like that dynamic. I like Domino, I like she's back to being written the way she should be written, doing the things she's supposed to be written. I like seeing Forge again. I like seeing Dr. Nemesis. You know, I like the Avengers trying to get involved. The Uncanny Avengers getting involved. I like it, but it's like, again, I just cannot get into it. I don't know what it is, folks. It's not bad. You know, this is not a bad book. It's just, I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is. You know, like I've been trying. This is not the only book I tried. And you'll see what I mean. You'll see what I mean. Look at Hope. It looks like she's covered in like some translucent goo. It's like every character just looks like they're covered in some translucent goo that it's just really hard to explain. Especially in like the panels where they have like the green lighting. What? I don't get it. But yeah, not bad, but I can't get into it. That was one book. Those were 2 books that I tried that I couldn't get into it. This Ninja Turtles, Secret History of the Foot Clan, and we actually find out what the Secret History of the Foot Clan is. It's actually a very, very well written book. And, you know, the art is actually not actually terrible, which is the reason I started reading this is a mini-series. The reason I started reading the main series is because, you know, it wasn't for lack of story, it was the artwork was just so terrible. It was distracting what it was. Instead of being into the story for the main series, I was like focused on, oh man, why does Michelangelo look like that? Ugh. Like, why does he look like he got his ass kicked when he didn't get his ass kicked? Why does he look like his face is spoiled? You know, but this is actually really, really good. It's well written. You find out some interesting things, and at the end, Krang makes an appearance. You find out that this ancient evil that this guy made a deal with is actually Krang, and I was like, holy, I'm not expecting that, but I might actually continue reading this one. I'm not sure. I might continue reading miniseries. I'm not sure, though. On US number 5. And again, folks, this is another one that it's good. It is good. I like seeing Jean Grey alive. Okay, she's probably gonna die again and then come back to life, because, you know, that's what Jean Grey does. But, you know, I like seeing the dynamic of it, you know, and if anyone's read Bendis, Brian Michael Bendis, when Brian Michael Bendis writes, he doesn't really focus, it's not an action-oriented book. Anything he writes is never action-oriented. It's all about characterization and their interactions, pretty much. That's what Bendis does. You know, it's never really about the action. That's what's good about this book. If that's up your alley, then this is the book for you. If you want to see the characters interact and, you know, you get some strong development and characterization, this is a book for you. Now, I enjoyed it. I will say I enjoyed it very much. You know, you got Jean Grey. Apparently, he's going to be the leader of the old X-Men coming back to the present time. Kitty Pryde's going to be put in charge, which is awesome. And then you know, young Scott and young Cyclops and Wolverine getting in the, you know, kind of get a little spat. And, you know, he optic blasts the crap out of Wolverine. And then, you know, it's like you get young Angel meets the old Angel, and then Mystique gets a whiff of this, gets to see Cyclops, the young Cyclops, and he gets curious, so it adds another dynamic to it. And it's actually a really interesting book. The artwork's pretty decent, dialogue's pretty well written, but, folks, again, it's just one of those things where I don't know what it is, I just couldn't get into the book. I don't know what the hell, I'll be honest, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. I just couldn't get into the book. And think about it, it's well written. It's good, but at the same time, it's just like, I just shrugged my shoulders like, why? What is wrong with me? This is actually really good. Why do I find myself uninterested? I don't understand. You know, it's like, and then how that, but it comes out bi-weekly too, which, you know, I won't be, you know, which is, I don't like comics that come out bi-weekly because it's too much. Well, it costs too much, and not only that too, but it's $3.99, so it costs $1 extra, and then twice a month it's kind of like overexposed, I suppose. I just don't like the bi-weekly schedule either, but it's just well written. If you like if you like characters interacting with each other, characterization over action, this is the book for you. But again, I just could not get into it. So that's the third book. That was like 3 books that I tried. The only one that I was kind of able to get into was Ninja Turtles. It's like, man. And now we go to the Batman Death in the Family story arc. This is actually Batman. God, I might have to get a drink of water. And, of course, the die cut. Telling you I hate the die cuts, but what are you gonna do? I don't even remember if I reviewed this or not, but I totally enjoyed this because the Joker comes back, and then of course he wreaks a lot of havoc and stuff. But at the same time, I enjoyed the backstory with Harley Quinn. I mean, it was a really well written backstory too. I mean, really well done with Harley Quinn. I enjoyed the backstory and everything, because usually when you read backstories in the comics, it's like they're just bad. They stink. It's like, like the backstories are just meh. But the backstory to this was actually really, really good. And this is obviously a setup issue, but it's still entertaining nonetheless. I mean, and then they got, number 14. Again, another really, really good backstory. I mean, this was the Penguin's turn, I believe. A really good backstory. I mean, and it's so perfectly done. It's a really good backstory, and it ties into the story. It's really entertaining. And it's just such a great read. I mean, just such a good read. He kidnaps Alfred, he pours acid in his eyes and stuff, and man, the Joker is one sick SOB. They're just saying, folks. I mean, it's true, but man, I mean, it's just such a good book. The art matches. I mean, the art, it works perfectly well with the tone of the book. I mean, it's just masterful. Great reading. Definitely not for children though, because God, there are so many things. That. I mean, what he does to Gordon in this. Where God, it's just it's like definitely not for children. Let's just say that. And then we got Batman number 15. Also really good. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have anything bad to say about the Death in the Families. I mean, these are all good. And like I said, backstory has the Riddler in it, and again, it matches up with the story, and it's so well done. I mean, it's like I can't believe the backstory is so good. I mean, it's like, see, this is an example of a $3.99 book that you're getting your money you're getting your money's worth. $3.99, and I feel like I'm getting my money's worth, because I mean, they put in a few extra pages, and the extra pages are actually really worth reading. It's like, again, the artwork matches the tone, and we actually finally get to see some action. We get to see some good action. We get to, the Batman on the bridge Batman's on the bridge with the Joker, and he's kind of replaying some of the old crimes, only he's changing them up a bit, and he changes that up, and he actually kind of gets the upper hand on Batman, which surprised the hell out of me. He gets the upper hand on Batman, and then he escapes, and then he lays the seeds of distrust in the Bat family. It's a brilliantly done, a brilliant plan. And at the end, of course, I love the ending narration where Batman is just like, just ignore what you see. He's describing the Joker, and he's like, just ignore what you're feeling, what you see in his face, which is apparently, like his eyes. He's saying he can't read his eyes, and I love the ending narration. I said that what he saw in his eyes was love. Creepy Joker. And then, this is the latest issue that came out. Number 16. Again, backstory is amazing. It actually is a continuation. It's not kind of like a prequel. It actually leads into the next issue. When, of course, Batman starts to an electric chair and gets shocked, but it leads into the next issue where you find out he isn't dead, but he's knocked him unconscious, and he's probably and then he's gonna prepare him for dinner. You know, and he's preparing dinner, and he has like a plate. And the one thing I like about the ending to each of these issues, Batman and Robin and Batgirl, they all kind of connect. The issue ends with like the plate of food, quotation marks. They each connect in that way, and it's just so great. You know, they each connect in that way, and it was just so well done that they managed to connect all these three books in that fashion. I was like really impressed, and I was, man, God, the Joker is a sick bastard, though. I mean, ugh. And it's so cool too. I mean, it's so cool to see Batman like this. I mean, he just goes into Arkham and he pretty much just takes care of business. Oh, a bunch of guards hanging up with swords lit on fire? No problem. Let me kick their ass. Mr. Freeze, he just takes them down like that. Scarecrow, he just, you know, takes them down with relative ease. Who else was there? I wasn't, no, not the Riddler. It was someone else. I don't know, some big dude that he pretty much just electrocutes. I mean, he just goes through like those secondary villains like nothing, and then he gets to the main stage, and then the Joker pretty much outwits him and stuff. And I just can't say enough about how good this is. I mean, God, I mean, there's just so many good moments in this. You know, it's, oh my God, I mean, it's just pretty much Batman kicks ass. This issue is pretty much Batman kicking ass for half of the issue, just taking down villains. What could be better than that? And then, of course, the ever so popular Batman and Robin. Oh my God. You know, and of course, this is, God, I don't even think I should, damn it, I don't even think I should issue 13 either, but, folks, it's been a long time since I read comics, but we'll see what I get. This is like a continuation of the issue 13. And issue 13 was pretty much, they have a nice father-son moment. But then zombies attack, and of course the Joker's behind him. You know, Robin uses himself as bait, he frees them, but it kind of felt, the storyline felt rushed because the Joker was behind, and it felt like it ended too prematurely. Artwork's still good, but that's my only complaint. That like the little, it was like a mini storyline. It was like, it was connected with the Joker, but it's like, okay, let's end this. We got to get into the Joker now. We got to get into that storyline. You know, that's kind of what it felt. It felt a little rushed for me. Then we got Death in the Family. Batman and Robin with the die cut. Why he decided to go with the die cut after all the other issues went with the die cut, and then this was probably like the last one, is beyond me, but, yeah, just don't understand. Why the die cut? I mean, good God. There goes the Cheetos. But here it is, folks. Again, a very solid issue. I mean, this is, if you thought Batman was sick, you know, it's not for children, this especially is not for children. I mean, oh my God, it is. You know, I just look at, you know, it's just, God, I mean, just the art was done masterfully. I mean, I think the art was meant to, you know, the art in this book was meant to kind of make you sick, kind of disgusted, like, man, the Joker's sick. And if that was their intent, I don't know if it was the intent to make us disgusted and kind of a little sick, you know, like, oh man, then they accomplished their job, because, oh my God, I mean, it is just, the art is just gross. Not in a bad way, but, I mean, it is just gross. I mean, oh my God, I mean, you know, it is just nasty. Bugs everywhere, and then Batman rises from a thing of bugs, and ugh. It's very solid, but ugh. And then, you know, this issue right here is more the same. You know, it's like he's fighting Batman that, I don't know, you know, some copycat Batman, which begs the question is, which I thought was really stupid. I mean, you know, I couldn't believe Robin actually fell for that. You know, it's like he claims to be really smart, and I think he, of all people, would know that Batman would not let the Joker control him like that. You know, I think him, of all people, would kind of realize that, and it's like, you know, he just bought into it. He just got fooled so easily, and I just found it a little hard to believe. Like, wait a minute, you know, it's like, doesn't he know his Batman better than that? That wouldn't really never happen? I mean, how could you not see through that little ruse that he was playing? But, you know, I mean, that was just it. I mean, You know, and then it's the same thing too with the art. It's just so gross. I mean, ugh, bugs everywhere, worms. You know, it's kind of designed to make you like queasy, a little disgusted, and that's when I was like, man, a Joker's one sick SOB. Ugh, you know, it's like just thinking about all those. Ugh, you know, it's enough to make your skin crawl. But again, at the end, it ends with the way that Batman and Robin and Batgirl ends with a plate, you know, of food covered with like those metal cylinder things. So this was actually pretty good. And oh god, my personal favorite, which is starting to become, we're starting to get right up there as my favorite book. Scarlet Spider is my favorite, but this is might become my new favorite because it's been, since I picked this up, it has been absolutely amazing. I mean, oh my god, Batgirl was just so good. And I just think that the Batgirl book has been better than Batman and Robin and Batman, at least for me personally. It is. I cannot tell you enough. I mean, if you're, and I would suggest anybody pick Batgirl up, at least for Death in the Family. It is well worth the money. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, the artwork is great. I mean, and it's like, not only that, but just like you feel Batgirl kind of steps into her own. You know, it's like Batgirl kind of steps into her own in this. You know, it's like she, you know what I'm saying? It's like she really takes charge and everything. You know, she was suffered by and crippled by the Joker, and she really takes charge. You know, the artwork's amazing. She kicks butt, and she kicks the Joker's ass more than Batman kicked his ass in all these issues combined, even more than Robin. I mean, I didn't expect Batgirl to put more punishment on a Joker than Robin, Damian Wayne, and Batman, but she does. I mean, it's really nice to see a really strong character, you know, a really nice female character written really well. And not only that, but then you got this interesting dynamic, because then her brother who was, you know, escaped from Arkham Asylum gets involved. And he pretty much wants the Joker, you know, not to touch his mother, and so he's getting involved. And so, like, you got this whole Joker thing going around, but at the same time, it's setting up for future stories with the brother. I mean, it's absolutely well written. I cannot recommend this enough, folks. Let me just look at this. And then at the end, I mean, oh my god, at the end, look, he proposes to Batgirl by cutting her mother's thumb off. He doesn't know it's her mother, but cutting her mother's thumb off and then offering it to her and to marry him. It's like, oh my god, I was like, just brilliant. And then look at this. I mean, look at the simple ass kicking he pretty much lays on him. I mean, oh gosh, it's been fun reading this. And then we got issue number 15, which is equally as good. I mean, again, her brother finally says, you know what, screw it, I'm going to help her. Or is he? Because her brother is, it's just like, you got the interesting dynamic with her brother. Like, is her brother really going to help her? Is he going to betray her? You don't know, because he's a really demented, sick character as well. So it's like, now you have the Joker and you have the other interesting dynamic, and it's just so entertaining. And then you kind of have an idea that he wants to marry Batgirl, but he's planning on, like, chopping her arms and legs and keeping her like in a basement. And he tells us at the beginning of the story where he's talking to his like therapist in Arkham, and it's just so well written. I mean, you know, and then Batgirl actually becomes, you know, it's like she's really developing as a character. She's really stepping into her own, you know. It's just so great to see that. I mean, just look at this. Look at that. And then, you know, Batgirl comes up with some good problems, and and then look, this is why I say it's like she lays into him more than everyone else. I mean, look at that. Well worth it. You know, and beautifully drawn, nice battle of Batgirl kicking the living daylights out of the Joker. I mean, just beautifully drawn. And in the end, and it ends like this. You know, with them about to get married. It's so well done. I mean, I begin to tell you how much I love Batgirl now. So glad I got into this. One of the only books that was the last thing I got into, and man, has not disappointed me one bit. And then Batgirl number 16, right? She picked up today, and good. I mean, it's just so good, folks. I don't know how else to say it. It's just, oh my God, it's so well done. I mean, I'm just so happy that I bought this book. I'm so happy I got into it. I mean, oh, it's so well written, and the cover is well done, and the art is well done. And let me just put it this way, folks. The Joker comes after Batgirl with a chainsaw. You know, let me put this, how is that not awesome? The Joker comes at the superhero with a chainsaw. How does that not sound awesome to you? I mean, let me just show you that. It's just great. I mean, look at that. Look at that. He's gonna chop off her leg there. It's so well done. And then, like I said, the Batgirl really was about to kick his ass. I mean, look at that. She's about to cut his face with a chainsaw. She really lays into him. She really kicks ass in these issues, man. I mean, look at that. Like I said, she takes the beast of living daylights out of the Joker more than Batman and Robin. I mean, it's just so well done. I mean, look at that. Look at that panel. Look at him coming with a chainsaw. Look at that. It's so good. And then in the end, you know, James Gordon comes out to help her. He's like, you know, his mom's safe. He tells her, so Batgirl flees into action. But it turns out, you know, James Gordon, her brother, was actually lying. And so he manages to rescue the mom, but he betrayed Batgirl, his sister, in the process. And it's like I said, it's like an interesting dynamic. You know, that at one time you have this really great story with Batgirl and the Joker coming on. And then you have then you have another story with her brother, like a secondary story within the story that's setting up for other issues. It's just well done. I mean, the artwork is great. It's well written. You know, Batgirl's kicking ass. I mean, it's one of my favorite books now, man. I'm so glad I picked it up. And I cannot recommend you, you know, if you don't like Batgirl, pick it up for Death in the Family. You will not be, Death of the Family. You will not be disappointed, folks. It is so well done. I mean, oh my, it is like the best. I mean, like I said, you will not be disappointed. It is so well done, so well written. It's so nice to see a really good female character written really well. I mean, and I'm so happy that Gail Simone is not leaving the title. Well, apparently she was like fired, and then apparently she's like the new art. Then apparently she announced on her, I don't know, Twitter. God, another thing, what the hell is Twitter? You know, as far as I see, it's like an informal version of Facebook, I think. I don't know what the hell Twitter is. Apparently apparently on her Twitter she said like, I'm the new artist, they rehired me, I'm like the new writer and backer or whatever, but what, you know? So like, I don't know what the hell happened there, and so yeah, this is Batgirl. This is Batgirl, definitely, easily my favorite book out of everything that I've managed to acquire, that has managed to build up in my pull list for so long. Because I haven't been on my pull list in a while, and I still have Scarlet Spider. This is easily my favorite. You know, don't get me wrong, sorry Scarlet Spider, but Batgirl has easily been my favorite that I've read from my pull list. That, God, took me so long to get through reading all those, but, God. But yeah, so easily my favorite. And I guess I cannot recommend this book enough. At least for Death in the Family. You know, trust me, if you're hesitant to get this for Death of the Family, get it. You will not be disappointed. And another thing too, they're also revealing, I don't know why I have a CD, but they're also revealing a new X-Men book that's coming out. It's going to feature an all-female cast too, which is going to be Psylocke. I think it's Psylocke, which I like, because I have an Uncanny X-Men collection right in that box. Which I love. You know, I've read her and loved her in those. They have Rogue, which again is like my favorite X-Men. Then you have Kitty Pryde, which I love and I grew to love. And I could, you know, after reading the older Chris Claremont issues, I could see why people liked her. Which, you know, I like the character too. They're gonna have Storm in it too, which, come on, it's Storm. How do you not like Storm? And then they're gonna have Jubilee in it. you know, which I grew to like, you know, especially in the animated series and reading the old comic books. So it's going to be an all-female team. And, you know, I'm honestly saying it's like, for the first time, this is like, I think the only Marvel Now comic that actually I'm kind of excited about. Like, Superior Spider-Man, I was like, man, who cares? All New X-Men, I was like, I gave it a shot. I couldn't, you know, it's not bad. It's pretty good, but I couldn't get into it. Cable and the X-Men, I gave it a shot. Couldn't get into it. Fantastic Four, couldn't get into it. You know, it's like a lot. Captain America, like, you're not a big Captain America fan. Although I did like Dust the Red Skull. You know, Iron Man, not the greatest Iron Man fan. He's like, none of the Marvel Now titles have really interested me. You know, Uncanny Avengers, it's another one that I tried, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it. But this all new X-Men team that's gonna feature an all-female cast, the only thing the only book that Marvel announced from Marvel Now that I'm actually excited about. You know, so you bet your ass I'm gonna get that. But anyway, that's been all the goodness that acquired in my pull list that I just recently read, that I acquired. It acquired all of my previous accumulated. I can't believe they kept it there for that long. Kudos to some of the comic book people there. They work at Challengers, by the way. Shameless plug. But, yep. So anyway, good. It was good to see you. It was good to do kind of a little mini review. Anyway, folks, I'll see you in the next video. I watch your videos too, and, you know, read Batgirl. Very good.